Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Here we are, Gem Guide Part 2. Let's get into it quick. So today I want to talk about slow, somewhat tedious at times, but cost-effective gems, cheap gems, the gems that you get that take a longer period of time, but cost a lot less gold in the long run. So this is actually the method that I've got the vast majority of my gems with, because this is something that I've done almost every single day since I started over a year ago. And a long time ago, it was a lot more effective, and I was able to get 300 to 500 gems per day out of it. Lately, it's been a little bit slower, but even a stream last week, I just checked the market a couple times and I basically got 100 gems for 30K each. And so this is still a very effective method. Of course, the more that people do it, it might not be as effective. So let's get into it and we'll get chatting. So I'm going to jump back and forth from some screenshots from market in-game and just try to show you guys to the best of my ability what I want to teach you. All right, so here we are in market. I've got a few offers here for these mushrooms. They're 4 gems. I've actually relisted 2 of these and then put one up as a fresh offer. I've been testing to see whether or not a relist puts you at the back of the queue or the front of the queue, because if you relist and you go to the back, then some of these ones that take over 2 days, there's no point in doing it. But if you relist and they go to the front of the queue, then you'll be able to make gems from this long term. So these have actually been in for almost 5 days. In 2 hours, they've been in for 5 days, just relisting them over and over, but they haven't sold yet. So I don't actually have a solid conclusion for what the result of my test is. I've heard of both being true, of it you going to the back of the queue and people saying that you go to the front of the queue. Maybe I'll let you guys know down the road if that works out. So let's get into it. Basically what we're looking at here is low level normal gear with no enchants on it. So as you can see here, a lot of these will have no gold offers like I'd mentioned last time, and only have gem offers. So if somebody has a champion come in asking for, let's say, 9 iron choppers or something in exchange for coins, but there's no gold offers, and they don't want to craft those themselves, then often they're just going to buy those with gems. And so that's kind of what we're looking to take advantage of. But there's a lot of those here, even like this, that's 10 times price, right? So when you search by gem price plus, the ones at the front are going to be the highest gem offers, and the ones at the back are going to be the gem offers that are either 0 or the lowest, right? And so when you look through here, you can often find items that either have a gem offer that's not 2 or no gem offer at all, and those are your best bet. You'll also often find items like you can see here that it says there's only 1 left in market, so you know that there's not very many of those left. So those are the things that you're looking for to indicate that it may be a good item to use. But also keep in mind, like, this is a pack item, so most people are not going to have this item, and so champions aren't going to be asking for it, so not a lot of people are going to be paying gems for it. And so like things like this is not a good item to use because it's a pack item, it's not a free-to-play item. Champions aren't asking for this, so you got to keep that in mind when you're looking for items. So let me show you guys some screenshots and some examples of what you are looking for, because there's not any in market right now, and I'll explain further. So here's a screenshot from in-game from quite a while ago, but I just wanted to show you what I'm looking for in markets so that you have an idea, so that as we go through these examples that I can kind of show you what I'm looking at. So these tier 3s up here in the corner, there's really no gem offer other than 20 gems, so no one's going to pay that. And so seeing that, I know that if I put it in for 2 gems, then these are going to sell. And then same with the hats over here on the other side. You've got only 27 left in market. There's no gold offers. And so if I have hats to put in, or even if I craft them really quickly, I know that those are going to sell for 2 gems each. So that's just an example of what the screen can look like. And then now we're going to go into some more specific examples of how I got some gems out of market. So this one here is another example of moon powder. As you can see, it was only 11,000 gold. There was no gem offer, so I started buying those up, and eventually my market looked like this. I put 200 of them in the market, knowing that they're going to sell eventually. So these are all up for basically 1 gem each after tax. And so as you can see, about 14 hours later, almost 100 of them have sold, and eventually all of them did sell. And I found another item, those red potions, that were also selling for 1 gem each. Next, here's another example, these iron shields. I'm going to be able to buy these from between 26 and 42,000 depending on where the price ranges, and then I'm going to be putting these up for 2 gems each as well, knowing that long term these are going to sell. And so I put 100 of them up. All of them eventually sold, and as you can see, I had some bow staffs up in the market as well that also were selling for gems. Here's another example. So these bows, there was no low gem offers. They were 57,000 at the time. By the time I'd already bought 75 of them, so I put all of those in market for 2 gems each. And then there was a bunch more items as well that I had in market waiting, ready to go, selling for gems. So all of these offers were for 2 gems each. They began to sell and they finished selling. Here is another screen that's pretty much full of items from tier 3 all the way to tier 6. I bought these items maybe from 20k to 100k gold. All just depends what the market was looking like. These are all pretty much first in the queue for 1 gem each, and a few hours later, there we go. These hats, I bought 75 of them. There's no gem offers, as you can see. I put the hats in, they began selling immediately, and I was able to get another 100 gems out of that. Here's another example. There's some chests in there as well, but these are the tier 6 swords. There's some potions and some axes in there as well, and those all sold for 1 gem each as well. More tier 6 boots, which began selling pretty much immediately and all sold eventually. So this is 4 hours in, and 75 out of 150 have sold. Another example, some tier 3 and tier 4s, all up for the same amount, and eventually all of those sold as well. So this was actually just like the last few that were selling here, but just wanted to show you. These ones here is a little bit different. So I've got some purple tier 9s, which we'll talk about the high gem value items next gem guide in part 3. But there's also some chests here as well, which cost me a lot more per gem, but it's a lot faster of a method. So we're going to talk about that later, but just wanted to show a good mixture. And eventually the ones for 1 gem each began to sell. And also eventually those chests sold as well. So just wanted to give you an example of some higher value items that were selling, especially for higher level players with a lot of gold. Some of the methods I'll talk about in next gem guide might be more effective for getting a large amount of gems at one time, but we'll get into that next week. So that's pretty much it for screenshots that I wanted to show you. Obviously, just wanted to show you some examples of different times that I got gems. And like I said, this method has been the one where I get the vast majority of my gems. But like any method, down the road when people start figuring it out, there's more people that are trying to get gems, and more people who understand the market, especially when these types of guides come out. These methods may not be as effective down the road, and I understand that, and it can be frustrating when you've been doing something for a long time and all of a sudden it's not working anymore. And it's the same for me, where I used to get 300 to 500 gems with this method, and I could have so many different types of items in the market and they're all going for gems constantly. I'm able to find new stuff, and I could check the market today 10 times and maybe only find 1 or 2 different items that are going to be even somewhat effective, and all the rest, the market's just totally clogged with them. And so this may not be an effective method months from now, or even next week after everyone's trying it, but it allows you to think differently, to understand how market works, what you may be looking for, and try to find your own methods for making your own gems. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I apologize to those of you whose gem methods are not as effective now, but I just want to help people out and give them opportunities. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.